Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. A very noisy A217 at Brighton Road, because I've come back to St Andrew's Church, so just off the A217. I was here 5 years ago, and I was very lucky to have the organist come by and gave me an organ recital, which hopefully I'll pop a clip in here. It's a lovely church, commissioned by Thomas Alcock, who was the Lord of the Manor in 1852, and it replaced a much earlier, although long gone by the time this church was built, a much earlier Anglo-Saxon church, going right back, because we're very much an ancient land here. And cost of £8,000, well, £8,000, £10,000, something like that. It's lovely. As I say, it's very, very loud with the constant traffic. The reason for this video is I'm having lunch at the Wellhouse Inn, which I have been to before, and it's not open, is it? So I thought I'd stop by here again, have a quick look around next to the heavy traffic. It's a really gloomy day. Now hopefully I'm going to go out and do a video on Friday. Today's the 27th of November, Wednesday the 27th of November, payday. And it's rather nice. But say, just really gloomy, absolutely gloomy. Oh, well, the porch is open. That's a good sign. I wonder if it is open. I don't think it will be. No, not open. But the porch is open, which they might have just forgotten to shut. So you've got the constant traffic of the A217 constantly going through, which is a bit of a shame. Although I've just driven up it, so I'm being a right hypocrite. Hypocrite, Mark, hypocrite. Until this church was built, in the 1830s, the congregation here had to go all the way to Youghal to St Mary the Virgin Church, and hence as the parish was growing, Mr Alcock decided to build a nice church here on the site pretty much of the old Anglo-Saxon site. That was nice of him, wasn't it? I mean, it's 5 miles to Youghal from here, so being 5 miles there and back to 10 miles to worship your God. I love that turret going up to the tower. It's one of those cruciform churches with the architect Benjamin Ferry. I think was quite well known in architecture in the Victorian era. It's nice as you go to the back of the church, much quieter, nice view of the spire. The clock on the front of the steeple had to be wound to work, had to be wound up until 1974 when it was electrified. So yeah, it's an interesting tomb. This goes out the back. Yeah. Nice little road. It's a bit slippery. This is the back of the church. If the weather was nicer, I mean tomorrow, I'm sorry, Friday when I'm doing another video, hopefully, it's bright sun, blue sky. That's what you want when you're videoing. Not the horrible colours you have on a GoPro when it's dark. But I do spruce it up anyway. I do a little bit of colour correction. There was evidence of occupation in this area going back 350,000 years, which predates Homo sapiens. But the first reference to this area was in the Domesday Book of 1086. And here's an interesting tale. Those who know Glastonbury Abbey lore, Frederick Blythe Bond did a bit of architecture here in the sanctuary part of the church. Now Frederick Blythe Bond, who did it with two other architects, he was commissioned to do the excavations at Glastonbury Abbey, and it was very controversial because he was using psychic archaeology. Apparently he was communicating with the monks through automatic writing, where certain parts of the abbey need to be rediscovered and certain secrets of the abbey. I mean, it's been pretty much poo-pooed since those days, but it's absolutely fascinating. Look up Frederick Blythe Blonde and Glastonbury Abbey and you'll see all about it. Yeah, I don't think he did any of that here. I think that was purely when he went to Glastonbury and the spiritual connection to Glastonbury. He was actually, or someone was channeling the dead monks of the abbey through automatic writing. Really interesting. Another little connection. The vicar back in the 60s was a gentleman called Vere Hodge, who was a very successful gunner pilot during the war. And on one of my favourite documentaries, which is called The Sun and the Serpent, which was from about 1991, and it was a documentary about Hamish Miller rediscovering the St Michael and Mary line energy current going through southern England, and they retrace their steps across southern England from Cornwall up to the Norfolk coast. And when they got to Glastonbury, Vere Lodge was actually with them as they were walking around the abbey, and he used to be vicar here. So I just thought, when I saw his name come up on a bit of research, I went, oh, that name seemed familiar, and it was actually him. So there you go.
So the Michael line must come in somewhere through the hedge here. Here it is. That's where it is. Just having come through the Avalon Club.
Oh yes. So does it go up to St John's Church?
Yes, it does. Through the little chapel there on the corner.
Oh, right.
And then it comes round, and it seems to be. It's pointing this way towards the high altar.
What I've never been clear about really is exactly what gives the ley line its power. I mean, some people say it comes from faults in the earth and blind streams and things like that, or is it to do with human power?
Oh yes, it's a combination of both. I think there's an immensely powerful earth energy field here.
So they call it the Michael line. It's not actually the Michael ley line.
No, the Michael ley line is the recognised Michael ley line is straight alignment of sacred sites. But what we are looking for is energy lines, which actually flow like a river, natural river off the earth's energy.
So that's
they flow around. It's quite different from the ley line.
They seem to be different components of the same sort of thing, really. Different facets, because pilgrimage seems to have quite a lot to do with it. And the old pilgrimage route through Glastonbury down to St Michael's Mount, of course, it marks the St Michael line, and for many, many centuries, perhaps for thousands of years, people followed this line that we've been following, and would come here. The great
or do you think that they used to travel that line and that made it take up the energy?
What came first? I don't know.
You can find it on YouTube, The Sun and the Serpent. It's really interesting. I'd say one of my favourite documentaries. I've been watching it on and off for 30 years. one wonders where the old Anglo-Saxon burials would have been, where the cemetery would have been. That's interesting. Ooh, it's all spooky when I come back here. Look at it. There's actually houses here. We're not out in the sticks, but it's very, very dark. Very dark. It's about 9 degrees Celsius today. Yeah. I'm not going up there, we go. Yeah. 9 degrees. Looking forward to lunch. Should be lovely. The Wellhouse Inn is very interesting. It's an ancient settlement, ancient pub, goes back to the 15th century. Used to be some cottages and converted into a pub. And it has the Mugswell, hence the name Mugswell, which I'll show you when we go there. Is it brightening up? I'm not sure. It's still grey. Very grey. Right, well there you go. Thank you, St Andrew's Church. I didn't think you were going to be open. That wasn't a thing. I didn't think you were going to be open. So let's head down to the pub. So here we are at the Wellhouse Inn in Mugswell. I will link the videos I've done from here below, because just by the pub is an ancient trackway, something I'd like to explore a little bit in the spring maybe. I've known about it for a couple of years, and it says an ancient trackway on some of online literature, but how ancient? We think it goes from Burheath up to probably the Pilgrim's Way at Reigate Hill, but it may go down all the way down to Charlwood near Gatwick Airport. So yeah, I like to. I've looked on sort of maps, on Bing Maps and Ordnance Surveys, and I have sort of seen a nice linear line. So I might need to explore that a little bit further. I say Mugswell is really, really ancient. Say all the stuff's in the videos below, but I love the old Mugswell, which I'll show you some pictures of in a minute, that goes right back and was mentioned in the Doomsday Book. So yeah, that's where Mugswell gets its name from, as I said, Mugswell. And up there is the golf course. And yeah, looking forward to lunch. So what do you think? You gonna join me? Let's go. Oh, so there you go. That was a lovely meal in the Wellhouse Inn. I had a steak and Guinness pie. Oh, beautiful. Lovely catching up with Jamie, the landlord. Have a nice chat with him. Thank you, Jamie, if you watch this, which I'm sure you will. Thank you so much. What lovely food. Locally sourced. Beautiful. So there you go. St Andrew's Church and Mugswell. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, you know, all that stuff we do on that there YouTube. And I'll see you next time. Take care.